Can we have a microphone over here, please? Just stand up to get the mic.
As you were reframing, I think I saw a pattern that before making the reframe, you paced the emotion.
Yes.
Whether directly or indirectly, you matched the emotion before setting the reframe, and that's something that, I don't know, it was part of the technique, or?
All I'm doing is, I'm validating the fact that it's okay to have that emotion. Because, let's face it, given the context we just had there, that emotion has been rejected by them and other people all the time. This is bad, this is not good. Remember yesterday, it was Tayo who was saying that, well, I don't know, I've got this weird spinning through my head, and I just silly stuff, I'm not going to think about that, right? It's the same essential thing. There's something unpleasant going on. In this sense, you are judging yourself harshly, and it's only by getting past that, by accepting that it's okay to do that, but you need to if you don't want to, that all the other doors opened up. So all we're doing is validating, saying, look, it's okay. You're okay. You can have doubts, you can have fears, you can have an unpleasant thing, because that's how life is sometimes. And despite all that, or maybe even because of it, you can still make that change, etc., etc. So all I'm doing is I'm validating the experience, and I'm proving to them, in doing so, that I'm not judging it. They're really the same concept, and I'm just splitting the same concept up for ease of understanding. So if you want to think of it as pacing, by all means do so. Personally, I think of it as validating, acknowledging it. It exists. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not judging it harshly. I'm actually going to value it. And if let's put it this way, let's take an example of someone who was very self-critical. It's like, yeah, I wish this was horrible. I wish it would just stop. I wish I would stop thinking these thoughts. Yeah, I understand. You really want these thoughts to stop, and yet they're serving some important function. They're clearly doing something because they're stuck around for a long time. I'm going to start taking the side of his resistance. What he thinks is resisting, what he thinks is bad, I'll take that side and say, whilst I know you wish it would stop, and it'll be a lot more pleasant when it does, notice the presumption. Right now, I want you to realize it's going to carry right on doing it until it's done its job. And right now, you don't know what that is, do you? Can you feel a mind-bending moment coming on? What? Huh? So, and I've actually not just, this is from the Ericksonian approach, of course, I've not just joined his resistance, I'm now controlling it. So go ahead, have your doubts. You can do better than that, right? Because they're doing something, so you may as well let it do its job properly. Now, maybe it's not doing its job just right. Maybe doubting in that way is not the right thing. Maybe doubting whether or not you can lose the weight isn't really what you ought to be doubting. What do you mean? Now we're right into mind-bending language, aren't we? Think about it. Given all the things that you are capable of as a human being, your brain, your neurology, and so on, what are the chances, how much effort do you have to put into staying this one way? So to the extent that you can doubt the right thing, you will change. What do you mean? Well, think of it this way. Your mind's constantly changing. Your skin's changing. Your age cells, your growing things, your hair grows, your nails grow. Things are constantly changing. Can you stop your nails growing? No, doubt it. Go on. That's silly. Of course it's silly. Because you can only physically change. And if you can only constantly physically change, that's part of your mental makeup. Your brain is also physically changing. So you're going to doubt something for real. I doubt your ability to hang on to your weight seriously. Because you've had some serious skills to keep it on. What? Well, think about it. It's not just you keeping weight, you're gaining it. So if anything is worth doubting is your ability to not change. Because if you can gain it, you can lose it. And now I'm slowly leading them down a different path. Do you see where we're going with this? You hear the mind-bending strategies going on here. Hopefully they make more sense now. It's not that I'm just being clever with my language. I don't care about the language. All I'm trying to express, I'm trying to steer his mind from doubting being a terrible thing to doubting being a good thing. Let's recruit doubting for something useful.